Good evening and welcome to the 40 Corner, the Champions League review show. I had plenty of action with the Champions League, with the Europa League, Conference League. You know, we got all the leagues going on, all the English teams involved. We got representation from Arsenal and Man United. We're going to have another rep from Arsenal, so it's going to be a bit Arsenal heavy, I'm afraid. But there we go. If you're in the chat and you're looking for a place to view your opinions and such like, drop me a DM in Twitter or on WhatsApp or, just in the comments. And we'll look at getting you on these shows and see what you got to say. In the meantime, please make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing the live. Thank you very much indeed. And welcome again to Bearded Pundit. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good as always, bro. I'm good as always.
You could be better though, right?
We all can.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst result in the end, is it? To be fair. Bez, how are we doing, my friend? You have
Good,
no
man.
head at the moment, but yeah.
How about
There you
now? You'll see
There
my
you
head. Don't worry, you'll see my head
So
shortly.
yeah,
Just trying to take in, Beauty Pundit's aura. You know, the aura.
Yeah.
Oh, something else. But hey, hey.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
We'll get to the Man United aura soon, but there we go. Yeah, I mean, have you watched all the games, the English teams games, or have you just watched your own team's games? What have you watched?
I did watch Arsenal.
Yeah, did you watch the
I
Villa game?
I got some clips from Villa. I didn't watch
Yeah,
a full game. Yeah,
yeah. What did you think to them? What do you think to the performance of them?
I watched Villa just to see what's the hype around Rashford's resurgence, right?
Resurgence. I mean, it's not a
Yeah,
resurgence. It's just he's playing now, isn't it?
I know. I wasn't impressed. Same old Marcus to me, man.
I mean, I would say it's slightly better. To be fair, I mean,
Not
very
really.
slightly. But you're going to say that. But I mean, I think it's in your interest anyway, isn't it, for him to do better at another
Correct.
club?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's,
So he obviously brings in some kind of value, and you can sell him for a bigger fee, possibly, whatever. But I think he's a bit more of an impact player now, isn't he?
yeah, I believe so. I mean, he usually plays one or two games well, and then just goes back into a funk recently. So I guess that's what he did with Villa.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've seen him come on as an actual sub replacement, and I've been quite impressed with him, to be fair. But when he's actually started games, I don't think he's that kind of an impact. It's a bit like Trossard for Arsenal, really,
Um,
or certainly Trossard of last season, anyway.
and we shouldn't be saying that about Marcus Rashford, right?
I'm not saying he should, but I'm just saying that's my opinion on him rather than you know. But yeah. I mean, I get for the profile of player
Correct.
that he is that you shouldn't necessarily be saying that, but you know, he's coming from doing nothing to at least doing something, I suppose.
Come on. I mean, for me, we're we're, we're hyping up two assists, League One against a League One on a championship side.
I mean, I don't think we're hyping him up at all. To be honest with you, I think that he's just getting games now, and he's being a little more influential than he was.
Let me ask you Arsenal fans something, right? What do you think was stopping Marcus Rashford from playing games under Amarim?
Um, Personally, I think he lacks responsibility in his own actions.
That's what.
I think he loses. He hasn't got responsibility in himself, and I think once he gets a grip of that, then I think he'll do much better. But then I think the same about Sancho. To be honest,
Too,
Sancho's very similar.
too many yes men around them.
I don't necessarily think it's that. I think that maybe they got lost in a bit of their own hype, and they don't really perform on the pitch because of it.
I actually, those are two players I actually like. And yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday. Barcelona played yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the Barcelona game, and I'm watching Rafinha,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, that is a player who actually took in consideration the first season that he had at Barcelona and went to work on himself. Like, for me, like players like Sancho and Rashford, sit and watch Rafinha. People are actually giving this guy a Ballon d'Or shout right now.
Mm.
I mean, l- let's be real. He won't win
That's
it,
it.
but
That's
he's
going to
up
be.
there.
It's going a
He's
bit
in the
far, though, isn't
discussion.
it?
Yeah, he's in the discussion.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely going a bit far for me. But yeah, it's he's performing consistently at least.
Yeah, for a player who had a dreadful first season, man.
Yeah, but I mean, again, a new league, wasn't it? So it's kind of what happens, isn't it, when you're basically going over new leagues and such like. But yeah, I don't know what Rashford's excuse is, to be fair. But I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, he probably gets lost in his own hype for me.
Mm.
And like you say, it shouldn't really be the case. Have you watched any of Rashford, Bez?
I have watched highlights. I watched a bit of the Villa game. He looks, again, Bidipan is no dig at you, my friend, but I'll say he looks more rejuvenated, shall we say in English. He looks more alive. He looks more aware of himself. Like the way he carries himself around the pitch. He seems that like he wants to prove a point to someone, you know? Someone might be the manager, might be the fans, you know, might be the owner even,
He might be
whoever.
himself.
Exactly. Obviously, number one, as you say yourself, number
Yeah,
one has to be prove yourself, as Bidipan alluded to. Excuse me, as he said,
yeah,
Rafinha. He needs to look himself in the mirror to say
Yeah.
where I
yeah,
went wrong, where I didn't improve my attitude. Because technically, United carried him like the king. That Rooney left, in no respect, and technically, striker-wise, he was the main go-to striker that carried that torch. I think from Rooney, if I'm correct. So I feel like
yeah,
the spotlight got a bit too much for him. I think. And
yeah.
somehow, somewhere, he again. I'm not here to criticize Rashford. I'm not here to criticize any footballer, but I'll say, as a football fan, as an influencer, his attitude let him down. Of course, he's
Mm.
a big personality, but he got influenced by someone. Might be Ronaldo. I'm just saying, I love Ronaldo as much. Might be someone who just told him, Rashford, you might have to be a bit, as hence the name, rash, to behave in such a way. But the way he I don't know. Look, I'll say this to you. Please, again, I'm not having to dig to any United fans, but I'm speaking as a football fan. He seemed like, there was an interview with him, I think he said, oh, why didn't your manager pick you? I think Amarin got asked this question. And he says, no, it's always down to me to be picked for the team. It is up to you, mate. You're the football player. You're the one who's on that squad list, who
Yeah.
clearly is there, for us. It's a bit like Alexis Sanchez treated us as well near the end, very disgusting. Not the way he left to go to United, but the way he treated us at the very end. You know what? I'm leaving Arsenal. Goodbye, farewell, see ta-ra. And I like Rashford. I have a few other things to say for another time, but I just feel right now I'm going to hold my reservation come end of the season. God knows where it'll go, but I feel a bit like he's been a bit, horrid to the club, to his own manager, at least Amarin, at least, shall we say.
Mm.
But now that's what I have to
Ye-
say.
Yeah. Tabs, did you see anything of the Villa game and Rashford? Welcome in, by the way.
Which Villa game? What the one against?
Yeah, the one against
Brugge.
Brugge, whatever you
No,
call
I
it.
was,
Yeah.
I was too busy celebrating Carnival in Eindhoven, so I missed it.
Fair enough.
I missed that. But in terms of Rashford, that sometimes things get stale. I don't know. Even in jobs, you've been in a job long enough, things change around you. It's sometimes things get stale, and maybe a change is what's needed. And I think it's a two-way thing. The club and the way the club's being run at the moment is not exactly inspiring. And maybe he needs something like that, but also then you still need to be professional and and do your job. But these are young guys, young guys, and maybe some of the maturity, lacks in certain places. Maybe they get distracted by something. So that bit of professionalism, but it's because we've seen in the past what he does do from a mature perspective outside of football for good cause and stuff. So I don't think there's an attitude issue there, but just sometimes things go stale and they don't offer him what he wants, and they're not offering back, and then sometimes you just need a change. And I think that's it. And if we've been in jobs where we're unhappy, you're not going to perform at your best. You're not going to be your best, no matter how much you're being paid and all the rest of it. Yes, you should be X, Y, and Z, but that's where the professionalism comes into it. So I just think, and it all depends where the power lies. Maybe there were times when he had the power, and then maybe Amarin's trying to get that power back, and which is what's needed. And it's just, and this happens sports all over the world, in all sorts of sports, the power dynamic, and basically, it just doesn't. Sometimes it just goes wrong, and say, right, thank you very much. The only problem is that Man United have put him on such a massive wage that they could not shift him earlier. They could not get rid of him earlier. Otherwise, I think they would have sold him, because he's on 300, 350 a week for his performances. He's really going to be paying that. The only clubs that can afford that: City, they're not going to buy him. Chelsea, Man United. That's it. And he's at one of them already, and he's not wanted there. So, he was sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. And he's under contract, so he's also within his rights to stay there and keep claiming the wages. So it's I think fault lies on both sides of the coin, and it just these things happen.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it recently in the week that that Kobe Mainu was going to be put on £180,000 a week, and I'm like, yeah, right, okay, so you're basically removing staff. Let's go with that. Well, I don't want to get into a political thing of whether it's right or wrong that they're removing staff and stuff, but they're removing staff, and then they're going to put, is he 20 now?
Yeah,
I think he's 20 on £180,000 a week from like 50 grand a week or something, and it's just like, when will they ever learn? Will they ever learn? But it just seems a bit crazy to me.
For me,
yeah, go on.
For me, it's more from the agent side. That's how I see it, because I want to believe that the people that are in charge now are more cautious when it comes to money, just by all the cuts, as you mentioned, around the club. And Mainu, I love Mainu, by the way, good player. He's not deserving of 180 just yet. He's nowhere close to that wage yet. So I'm totally against that. If it's even being entertained by upper management.
Yeah, it kind of makes a mockery of what you're trying to achieve, doesn't it? Because obviously you're trying to bring money down, and you're trying to trying to get back within PSR or whatever it is. Obviously trying to pay off the debts, as it were, so you can actually get the interest rates down and such like, and whatever. And then you're just going to literally just bung a guy on 180 grand a week for very little. Well, I mean, he's performed.
Yes, he has.
But has he done enough to warrant that kind of a jump? I don't think he has he?
No.
To your point, you think, you're hoping that the new management are going to be more sensible. They're paying Chido Obi 30 grand a week. That doesn't strike me as sensible. That just strikes me as desperation of, hey, we've seen others try and store a load of potentially good players, and the only way they can do it is through the wages, and that's the only way Man United can attract players at the moment, is by paying the wages, paying the high wages, because in terms of prospects, near term, you're a lower mid-table club at the moment, and that's okay. You got the history, you got everything there, but also if you're a young player and you're thinking, what can I do? So okay, there's two things. One, I might be able to get in the team because there's lots of opportunity there, and two, they're going to pay me a shed load of money more than elsewhere, and look, you don't knock people for taking it. We'd all go anywhere if we're getting triple our wages. So you're not going to knock that. And these are young guys. I think you're right. Agents do influence, but the club pay what they want to pay, and that's just where football is going everywhere. And in terms of, I know it's a bad look. They're laying off dinner ladies one area, and then they're paying Mainu, wanting to pay him this the other way. The way businesses are run, all the rest of it, they have different buckets for different expenditures and different things. And okay, fine, it all hits the bottom line, but they have different budgets, different things. So it's hard to, laying off a tea lady is not going to. It's best paying someone's wages for a week. So it's there's something else going on there. It just doesn't look great, but what you're doing around some of the operational stuff isn't going to have an impact on massive impact on other things and how much they're going to pay players, because it's just the way budgeting and organizations work.
Yeah, there's some alarming signals coming from there, and it reminds me very much how we were the stadium move and such like, and it looks very similar to what we went through, and well, are we just about back now to where somewhere around where we were? So it's a long old process. It's a long. I mean, I hate using the word process anyway, but it's a long old drama. It's very painful. We went through phases where we were throwing tickets away because we couldn't. We were paying people. I was paying people's travel to use a ticket that I got spare.
Oh,
So, quite literally. So I taking people to go to the game, and I go, look, I'll buy your travel card. I'll buy your travel card, and I'll take you to the stadium, because I just don't want the seat to be empty. It was that bad. So yeah, you get to the point and we're just about out of that, and then we're now getting to another point, another threshold where it's like, yeah, we can't get over the line, we can't do the next step. So we're at another fork in the road, as it were, of waiting whether our board's going to do it again. So it's a lot of it's many processes actually rolled into one, isn't it? At the end of the day, so if you're going down the same route that we're going, and the stadium and everything needs paying for, yeah, was it 3 years you said to me that you were going to win the league?
yeah. And
Inside
I'm
3
stick I'm
years, you
stick
said to me.
I'm sticking to that.
Okay,
Especially
when
I'm
you,
waiting to see what goes on in the summer.
yeah, but when you get to the next 12 months, I think you might have to reassess that one. But I mean, I worry for United, because I like the rivalry we used to have, and it's sad because we've been there. We know how it feels to be every week just going, who we crumbling to this week. And
Here's what I would say to that, right? And you guys can feel free to correct me. Some of this team, right? I think we came third with Ten Hag, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah,
So to go from third to 14th, right? That's a massive drop off, right?
can I just say something though?
Yeah.
I think because he was second, when it was second wasn't it, with Ten Hag?
Second?
Were you second or third?
Second or third, one of them, right?
I can't remember now, but I think it was one or the other. But was it second?
It can't be. Ten Hag was only there for 2 years, and we were second for the last 2 years.
So
It
third,
must
right?
be third.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and Liverpool were one of the third one of those years, and Liverpool then finished fifth. So yeah, it might have been 22, 23.
But you know, when everybody talks about Arsenal only being there because everybody else was crap, I think that was actually the case for United.
Nah.
They were second. Okay, so they were second in 2021, and then sixth, and then third, then eighth, and then 14th.
Yeah. So Chelsea changed manager. Did they change manager twice that year? 21. So they went from Lampard to Tuchel, didn't they? 21, because Tuchel won the Champions League.
Yeah,
21,
2021 they finished behind City. So City won 86, Man United 74, Liverpool 69, Chelsea 67, and Arsenal. Oh god, and I think the one time behind Tottenham, we were at 8th and 60. Yeah, on 61.
Yeah. So we were bad. Spurs were bad. Villa hadn't come up yet.
Nah.
Not quite.
Yeah, none of the other basically teams had come up yet. Your camera's not on, Bez, by the way. I think you were there. I think it was a default setting. I don't think it was a true reflection of this. I think it was a reflection of the standard of the league. I don't think you necessarily.
Yeah, coming second on 74 points. Coming second on 74 points. You know. Again, Liverpool have been on 90 and not even won, and Arsenal have been on 89, and and all the rest of it. So, second on 74, that's quite a low bar to be in second place. I think there was a lot of teams behind City just taking points of each other. So, Liverpool, Chelsea, even Leicester finished sixth. West Ham. No,
I'm not saying that to be. I wasn't saying that to be nasty. I was saying that to be.
No,
it was a reflection of the actual league at that point. And I don't think it was the quality that it is now.
Yeah.
What I would say to that is the standard that Man United fans expect of the team and of the club, right? I don't see us staying where we are now. It just isn't in the DNA of the club.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The fan standard, all this fan standard is nonsense. The standard is what the owners want the club to be. It's nothing to do with the fans. The fans, they couldn't give a two craps about the fans.
I don't believe
American
that
owns.
because
well, you better start believing it because that's where it's going.
When didn't every club in England back out when they were going to change the league? Wasn't that because of the fans?
To the Super League.
Yeah, wasn't that because of the fans?
Yeah, but you're talking about an individual club. We're not protesting for your owners.
And I believe,
but also,
go ahead.
No, that was that's like a decision. Say, look, we don't want our club to join this league, and fine, that's a very binary decision. You either join the Super League or you don't. The problem with Man United is two aspects. Well, talent is what wins you games and wins you championships and all the rest of it, and a decent manager that can take it a long way. Unfortunately, from a talent perspective, you are miles behind. Hoyland, like Xerxes, is not a tactic. You've got to be buying the right players for the right reason at the right time, and then you do have to. Unfortunately, Sparks, you do have to have a process, and you've got to say, right, okay, this is our 4 or 5 year plan. This is how we're going to do it. We're in lockstep with the execs. We're going to take the hit now, and we're going to just have we're going to build on youth. We're not going to be spending money on the likes of Casemiro or Eriksen or anything, and we've got to be buying young quality and to build on it. And then that will take time, and it won't be 3 years. But then in lockstep with that, you've got to have a culture around the club. You've got to have all that stuff that comes with it. And it just doesn't seem to have that at the moment. There's no feel good factor. There's no talking about what the objective or plan is. The one thing with Arteta came in straight away, he was going, these are the standards that I want. These are the standards that I'm going to accept. And if you're not on with me, you can get out. And then you draw the line in the sand and you progress from there year in, year out. And it gets harder and harder. You closer get to the top because the margins and the difficulty to go to the next level is harder and harder. So, but you don't see that from Man United at all. You just see weekly struggles, weekly this. And it doesn't matter how much the fans want it. Yeah, the fans can change. The fans can affect change by being disgruntled. I hear there's going to be a protest this weekend. But actually, how much of the Glazers actually really ever listen to the fans? You've had the green and yellow scarf brigade for how long? They don't care.
Norwich
They're in it for
squad.
the money. Their investments going through the roof because of whatever. And yeah, and the fans can be disenchanted, but that only one fan gets replaced by another from somewhere else, and it's yeah. I don't know how much difference their fans will make.
Okay, here what I would say to that, right? Um, what year was it when Arsenal they lost first place after December? What year was that?
That was 22, 23.
Um, how long was Arteta at the helm?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
And what you guys are saying is that we're in a worse place than Arsenal was those few years ago.
No.
Yes, so
Kidding.
you are, yeah.
I wouldn't say
Yeah, you
that.
are in a worse place. You're in
I
a
Of
wouldn't
worse
course
say
you are.
that.
place.
You're okay. So you started off second, third, second in the league, or third in the league, whatever it was, and you're now in what 14th, 15th? What are you in? So
Please
it's
just
not better,
remind
is
us
it?
of a manager change,
So it's not better though, is it?
a manager change, and a formation change.
Can I
Okay.
please say
Also,
something to that
Is it
then?
better
Can I?
though?
is he better than who?
Is it better than you? Is it better than you under Ten Hag? Is it better?
Is he? Yeah, he's better than Ten Hag. Yeah, he is.
Okay. I mean, not proving it right now, but all right.
I mean, Bez, you can go ahead.
Well,
Go on,
No, but
Bez.
okay. Since you haven't technically dig at us, Arsenal fans, I'll say this to you: our team
He can't go
financially.
through. This is what happens. This is what happens because he can't accept what we're saying, and we're just trying to inform him of what we've been
Can I
through.
please
No,
say this,
it's not
Sparks?
that.
That's
Can I please
all.
say this? Can I
That's
please
all we're
say this
trying
when
to
I
do.
get a chance, please? What I want to say is, as an Arsenal team right now, we're betterly financially on and off the pitch. We're better off where United is on paper, on black and white. I, for one, while looking at Arteta, he's vocal. Yes, you can have what it managers you want, bearded pundit. But stability is very important. Will be the team, will be the fans, will be the owners, will be the city. Even the city. From what I hear, your city even is crumbling. Like in through this adversity, technically us, we're kind of like okay, as Spurs said, it's not progress, but somehow somewhere we've come a long way, Arsenal, from that Banta era, from that period you were like kind of like there, and then you fight relegation, my friend. You technically nowhere to be seen in the table. I'm sorry, but you nowhere to be seen. Oh, have I scared him?
No.
Hello.
Basically,
That's
I'll get
pretty
my own
bold.
back on this now. I feel I have to say this in our behalf as an Arsenal family. Beard upon it, technically, I'll have a dig at your team, not to you, but your team. Right now, you're fighting relegation. Right now, you know it to be seen. Literally, the table. I was looking at the table like, where's United? I love our rivalry. That's Spurs. I love the rivalry too. I hate your guts as a team. Huh, I'll scare them again. But I'll say this. I'll keep concise, Sparks. I promise you. I want to have an argument about Arsenal being, right now where we are. But I'll say, since having a dig at us, I'm going to give my own piece of remedy.
Am
I'll
I
say
moving?
this. You're unstable, mate. You're
Yes.
unstable.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all
It's
right.
fine. But can you hear what I'm saying, though, to you? I'm not having a dig at you, but I'm having a dig at you
No,
at your comments.
no. What? And I will stick to this, and we will come back to this 3 years
Go
from
on,
now.
go on. Go on, go on.
And
yeah, good.
I'm telling you, we're not in a worse place than Arsenal was those couple years ago.
Are you
So
serious about
okay,
that?
okay,
Yeah.
no, okay, no, okay. So what makes you
Happy, go
think
ahead.
what is happening at the moment that gives you confidence that in 3 years' time you will be challenging for the title?
One, their faith in the manager. Because
Okay,
let's be real, we've seen big clubs sack a manager after in the same season after hiring a manager, right? We've seen this done. However, you listen to Amarin's press conferences, and that sounds like somebody who's going to be back in the summer. So before I asked my question, I told Sparks, I was like, let me see what happens in the summer. And for me, players like Ganacho are going to be sold. Rashford is going to be sold. Maybe Dalot. So if we put everything in retrospect here, right? That is additional funds to spend on players. Now you said the only way Man United can draw big players is by spending money, right? Casemiro is also leaving. Those are players on high wages. So that leaves a gap, especially at what I saw today on the bench for reinforcements. Once and he also and is creating a culture within the club. You got rid of bad apples like Rashford.
He hasn't got rid of him yet. He's on loan.
Not
I
officially,
mean,
my friend. Exactly.
hold
Not
on,
officially.
hold on. Ten
Yeah.
Ten Hag back down, right?
No,
Ten Hag
let him
back
finish.
down when Marcus Rashford wasn't performing. He tried. Party after party, Marcus went. And he still backed down and had him in the starting lineup. That's not so with Amarin. He dug his toes in and was like, "You're not coming in my starting lineup." So it's refreshing to see a manager that has all that standards that are going to deal with the players on a certain level that brings up the standard of United that we haven't seen for the past couple of years. So all that inspires me to say, hey, this guy is a serial winner. He won at every club he's been at. He knows the standards that a club should be held at.
So did Ange, by the
Come
way.
on,
But yeah,
man.
let's go.
That's Tottenham.
You're on the same level,
They're
aren't
above,
you now?
they're
Right
above you in the,
now.
they're above you in the
Never, never,
league.
never, never, never.
Well, you are.
Okay. Okay. So those. So basically, you're saying new players coming in, and faith in the manager. So that's a big turnover, by the way. That's a big club rebuild. So you're at the base which you're building on isn't particularly solid, and then you've got to get 5, 6, 7 new players in. And how many people actually get that many and that high quality in a thing? So it's going to take you 2 or 3 transfers.
Years.
In terms of the manager, in terms of the manager, talking one thing is the action on the pitch, and he's on a worse points and win percentage than Ten Hag. So in his time there, his statistics are worse than Ten Hag from the points per game and a win percentage. And in terms of financially, you are in the hole £300 million. So from a PSR financial perspective, they've lost 370 million over the last 5 years. Yeah,
but I think it's 700 million in the whole.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so even worse.
it's 300
whatever the numbers
in
is,
operating value and 300 in debt, actual debt on transfers and on interest, I believe. That's without the actual
I would focus
loan that the Glazers leveraged.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just focus on being a good mid-table club for a few years, getting a good foundation, and starting again.
Hold on. No, I don't mean this in any disrespectful way.
Yes, you do.
It's fine.
We are that holding on to mid-table, blah 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 blah. That's for Arsenal. That's for Spurs. That's for Villa. And as much as I'm on an Arsenal
he tried
channel,
to
man.
help.
He's a bad man, guys. He's a bad man. Sorry, but he's got to take defeat like a man.
We're trying to deal with facts rather than fiction here. We're trying to deal with facts and showcase to you that, okay, you can have aspirations, but you need to build them on solid foundations. And at the moment, those solid foundations do not exist. Yeah. And until you've got that there, you can hope for all you want. It's unfortunately you cannot tell me that there's you may have confidence in the manager. Fine, he seems a nice guy, and he talks a good game. But the proof is what I'm putting on the pitch. Yeah, and then
let's come back to this debate in November.
Oh, we will. Don't worry about that.
Just
more than happy.
Noted.
Everybody, save this. Save this.
Oh, yeah, we'll be saving it.
6th of March, guys. 6th of March as well. 6th of March. I won't forget the day.
But the thing is, as well, and we're kind of in a bit of the same situation in that we don't have a sporting director. But there's no proof that your board have the ambition, even that the Glazers had. Because all it actually looks like is they're trying to take you out of debt. Now, whether they're trying to get you out of debt so they can plunge loads of money in, I don't know. But that's going to take a hell of a lot of time to do that, surely. That's
Mm.
losing 400 staff or whatever it is. When you're looking at 350 million quid, that's not even scratching the surface.
And you're not in Europe either, and missing out. I mean, Europa League and missing out on Champions League money, and you're going to see other clubs like Arsenal.
No, they're
City,
going to win it.
Liverpool,
They're going to win it.
Chelsea,
Hold
Newcastle.
on. What I would say is about the cuts. The cuts.
Oh, actually, they need to. Yeah, they might actually be in the
if
Champions
they
League
win
next
it,
year.
they'll be in the Champions League.
Oh, extra spot.
Happening.
Extra spot.
This is the bounce you get
Yeah.
from getting a little fluke win, right?
A fluke win. You got a fluke draw.
Nah, man. We that was a soft penalty. Let's be real, man. That's a
It's
soft
a soft penalty.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
He
Let me
jumped up
ask
with
you
his
something. Do
It's like
you jump with your hands at your side?
He didn't jump.
Yeah, but if I want to stop someone heading the ball, I will jump with my hand up at there, so
I believe-
they stop them heading the ball. I don't jump up. I don't jump up like this. I'm sorry.
Nah, his hand wasn't like that, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Chris,
It
no,
was.
it wasn't in front of
was.
him. It was at
It
his
was.
side. It was coming down.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
it was.
you know.
I mean,
The
Cristiano had a
details.
heated debate about that.
Can
I jump with my hands for leverage.
Yeah, but your arms come
Yeah,
down.
but you jump there.
Come
not
on, we
arms
saw
come
it in
down,
slow
so you
motion. His
got-
hand was coming down, man. That was soft.
It wasn't
But
jumping at all.
it's a penalty. It is what it is. Consistency.
Don't talk to us about soft penalties in Europe because we had it in
Yeah,
Inter Milan,
that
and was even worse.
That
yeah,
was shit,
that-
anyway.
yeah.
That was shit.
That was
yeah, from
ridiculous.
about 1 foot
Yeah.
away, it literally just come off his own foot onto his hand,
Yeah.
and yeah.
However, other than that,
Fernandes was basically punching the ball out, as far as I could tell. From the penalty area.
if it was intentional, he should have gotten a yellow, right?
Yeah, now he's paying you.
No, he was already,
God, beat it.
yeah. He was already on it. He was already on it yellow.
Send him
He was
off.
already on it
Send him
yellow,
off.
So he would have been
Yeah,
sent
send
off.
him off for deliberate handball in the box. I only tuned
Anyway,
in to
on to
watch
the next
anyway
game.
to watch Zubimendi, and he wasn't even playing.
I
What, didn't even
don't-
play?
yeah.
I didn't see that.
No, he got
he didn't play.
he got taken off at the weekend, and they didn't want to risk him because they thought that the
Interesting.
Man United wasn't the big enough scalp, so they
I mean, what I would say is that Amrin's game plan until that penalty worked.
What was the game plan? I was watching.
His game plan was basically not to lose the ball and build up and get caught on the counter attack. So we pressed very much high. That's what I like to see. Maguire wasn't in the back, so we could have afforded to pressure a little higher. We lacked IQ. That's what I would say, especially on that right hand side with Dalot. We lack IQ, man. I saw a clip of him just to roll the ball into Højlund.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
I think he was offside though, wasn't he?
Nah, he played the ball. I think he cut back. He cut back inside.
Yeah, I actually thought he was offside when he actually played it through. But
yeah.
When you got Højlund and to the point of like even last year, I was like that guy's raw, but I like some of his movement and stuff. But since then, he just does nothing.
You have to give him confidence. You have to give him the ball in situations like that. You have to play him in.
I don't have confidence to give him the ball though. That's the problem.
But then it's Dalot, man. Would you want him on Arsenal?
No, bloody don't. No, I don't. I don't think I want any of your players, to be honest with you.
I want with
the only one Fernandes. He's the only good. The only one is Fernandes. He's actually a quality player. The only thing that
penalty motion.
Bro, you got Bruno is one of the most creative players in the world. Let's not take that away from him.
Yeah, but he creates tears too much as well.
Exactly. Let's go for
tears.
Crocodile tears, mate.
He was talking about like that pull on his shirt, and he must have been going on for 5 minutes to the referee. He like, man, just get over it. And
yeah, shut up, not you but him.
That's probably not gone in his favour when he's seen the penalty decision as well. So he's just gone, and guy spent all this time whinging at me, and then he's done that. So he's probably not done himself any favors.
I mean, I kind of got used to it after after so many years, but I like what I saw. I like what I saw until after the penalty. After the penalty, heads dropped.
Hmm.
Typical United. We're
It's
defeated.
that to happen though, isn't it? I mean, that's when your manager and whatever earns his salt, is when the heads go down, and then you go, right, okay, do this, do that, do the. I mean, I don't know why he took
He,
Garnacho
he,
off.
he, ma- he, ma-
The
he,
better players.
uh, he play, I
He was shutting
mean,
up
in
shop.
all honesty, did he
Rested him for the
play
weekend.
that well to you guys?
Say again.
Who?
I said, in all honesty, did Garnacho play that well to you guys?
I didn't watch the games. I don't know.
It was a threat.
He was a
Yeah,
threat.
he was stretching play. He was stretching play, and then as soon as he came off, there was nobody stretching play.
There's a reason. There's a reason Amrin told him to come on the right, because like everybody knows what you're gonna do, and it's not that effective, right?
Well, he was actually
Majority,
taking rings, wasn't he?
yeah. Majority of the times he was coming in on our left, he was getting shut down, right?
But I don't think
Until
it's
he went.
about that. It's not about that though.
Oh,
It's about getting Xerxes in the game, and when he
you're
does that,
reaching Xerxes.
he brings Xerxes into the game, and as soon
Nah,
as
man. Xerxes brings Xerxes in the game. Just his play.
well, why didn't he go on to do anything else later in the game then?
Come on, man. Oh, leggy. You saw it in a bit in the first half. He looked a bit leggy.
Who, Xerxes?
Yeah, he looked a bit. He
Well,
looked a bit
I hope
sluggish.
he was leggy, because we play him on Sunday, so it's only 3 days away. If he's leggy from that, he's going to be leggy from that, isn't he?
I mean,
But 3 days to recover.
Bruno was in a press conference saying it as well. You could see it. He was a bit leggy.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think Garnacho had a decent game. I mean, I think he had 5 shots across the game, and I think the one thing Man United did do well was they broke quite fast, quite quickly, and they were trying to get numbers, not a huge amount of numbers, not Arsenal-esque, but they were trying to break fast with Garnacho and Højlund and Xerxes and all the rest of it. So I think that was quite impressive. And actually, they did have Garnacho should have scored. There was one at the far post in the second half. Should have got. He should have been hitting that across goal, and I thought that would have maybe even made it 2-0, and you could see he just, I don't know, snatched at it or something.
He does front
like
post
that.
a lot,
So
doesn't he? It's like he should go back post a lot more.
Yeah, you always go back post, because you never need. Well, keeper knocks it out, someone runs in, and all the rest of it. So I thought he had a decent game. It just and actually Darlow didn't play great, but he's actually normally one of your better players.
Not this season.
Maybe not today. And Dorgu looked okay, but he won't be playing on Sunday because he's suspended.
How unfortunate.
So, I know there were pockets where you looked threatening, but there weren't the numbers. It seemed to be either people in attack or people in defence, and as always,
there's no middle ground, is there?
No midfield. there's no midfield. So because you're either too old and too slow to actually keep up with the forwards. Or you're defending and basically, Man United just shut up shop.
It's the detachment, isn't it? It's the detachment between like Casemiro and Bruno and whatever. There's kind of no cohesion between the two of them. And like you say, one's either in centre back mode, or he's in the penalty box and he can't get anywhere else.
Cassie has no legs. Let's be real. He has no legs. So he will be more defensive, man. But other than that, I don't see this midfield besides Bruno, Xerxes next season, man.
Do you still think you can win the Europa League? Do you still think you can win it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got the likes of Roma, Atletico Bilbao, Lazio, AZ Alkmaar, who beat Tottenham, Lyon, who else? Yeah, Frankfurt.
We won't be playing half those sides, man.
Even Bodo Glimt, So
Well,
you never know.
I think
Yeah,
we played them, but it's a different ball game now. But
we won't be playing half of them. That's kind of how knockouts work. Yes.
yeah, so
Good
he
answer,
was
though. Good
listing
answer.
them, right?
Yeah. I don't know, but what I'm trying to say
There's
is, like,
nothing like
really,
stating the
if
obvious.
you look at those teams again, shit. Yeah, I know. It's like 14th in the Premiership.
Come
and
on,
you're going to be playing the likes of Roma,
we're a different
Lazio,
kind,
Bilbao.
we're a different kind of animal when we're in Europe. We have a bit of luck when we're in Europe at the
Okay,
moment. Like
so you said that. How was today any different to any other Man United performance?
today, I saw a bit more
how was
control.
today in Europe?
Yeah,
How was
today I
today in
saw
Europe?
I saw a bit more control. I saw a higher line that I wanted to see. But what we keep lacking, as I said before, football IQ and finishing, man. That is the two key factors right now. That, yeah. If Oyland goes down, we have no striker in Europe.
Yeah, and
hold on. You might say,
So-
hold on.
Yeah.
You might say that.
You're talking to
So what?
3 people who have no forward line. We have a centre midfielder playing as a striker,
Right.
Makeshift
Here's what
striker.
and
I
he's
would say,
still
right?
doing better than Hoyland.
Hold on. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would
Well, yeah,
say.
Marino
Right.
scored more goals in the Premier than
You
Hoyland,
guys don't
Yep.
don't take this any kind of way. It's just me bringing
You
facts.
can't say something and then not expect somebody to take it any kind of way.
Well, all right. So let me ask the question first. Right? Are you expecting Arsenal to win the Champions League?
We're not.
No.
No, we're not. But we're not.
Right.
We
You
didn't
you
ask
see
you
the
that.
difference? You see the difference? I expect my team to win the Europa. So my team without
Okay.
a
Wait.
striker.
Okay. Back up.
Yeah.
Right. So if your team was in our position in the Champions League, would you expect Man United to win the Champions League?
Without a striker? Are we talking about injuries on the whole?
Listen, right. If you're saying things, you can't add context after the event when you've said it about my
So
team, right? So
if
you basically
if
saying
Man U was Arsenal right now, would I expect them to win the Champions League?
if you were in
Mm-hmm.
our position
Mm-hmm.
with the same draw,
Mm-hmm.
would you believe that your team can win the Champions League?
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
fine. Expect. No, but that's expect. We all want it.
You hear how
Whether
you
it-
worded that, right?
We do
whether we
want to win
expect
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but
just
we
don't
don't
expect to win.
expect. We're
Right.
not delusional. We're not because also that
Yeah.
you got to have some sort of credibility. If you say, "Oh, I expect Arsenal to win Champions League," your credibility is out the window because no
Yeah.
right should you be expecting to win it. Given our circumstances, we want to win it and we hope we win it, and we've got a chance of winning it because we're in the Champions League. But whether we expect to, bloody hell, there's very few.
And if we did, as Tab said there, we'd get called delusional.
Why?
Because we're Arsenal fans. It comes with the territory.
All right, let's put
but
Arsenal
also
and
it makes sense. But it also makes sense. We are missing our main forefront line, okay? And you're playing the likes of potentially Real Madrid, the likes of Barcelona, the likes of Bayern Munich, the likes of even Liverpool. With these teams with full strength, and who knows what's going to happen with the team. It's just reality. We've got to have some sort of credibility there. If we're saying, "Oh, I expect us to win the Champions League," based on what? We're going to be struggling to finish second in the Premier League, let alone winning the Champions League. Now we've got a chance. We've got a very good defense and a very good midfield, and we can win every match 1-0. We have a chance because we did it in 2006 and we got to the final with an amazing record with a makeshift defense. But I don't expect it, and that's the word there. Expecting is a very strong word.
I'm glad you touched on that as well, because I would say, as I brought back to the statement Sparks just now made, right? You would be called delusional. Let's watch it from a neutral point. Take away the injuries. Does Arsenal have a team capable of winning the Champions League?
With everybody
Yes,
fit?
they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
So as a neutral, That's how I would watch it. Arsenal has a
Can I
squad.
say something to you, Bearded? Can I say something to you? For
Yeah,
me
bro.
personally, being over 20 years an Arsenal fan, sorry if I keep repeating myself over this. I expect the unexpected of my team. Because on Tuesday, I'm not gonna lie to you, as a brother of yours,
You're a Man U
I was
fan.
nervous. And hold on,
No,
man. I'm
we
not
all were.
making it personal. I was nervous before the PSG game. I was very nervous. I was literally shitting myself. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was literally scared. I'm not. But I expected the unexpected.
I
But
think I
also,
think I said that on the last show. I expect Arsenal on paper to go out there and win that game, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
But let me just say this: even with our full strength team, I I say we've got a good chance of winning the Champions League. I would never expect us to win it, even if we had all the injuries and all the players and all the rest of it. I would not be going down. I expect us to win it because it's a bloody hard competition against some really, really good quality teams. So the expectation thing, and that was ruins things because and that's why a lot of people get miserable because expectation versus reality, and then reality hits and they're all miserable because their expectation way too high. So I expect us to go far. I expect us to do well and say quarterfinal, semi-final. But I'd never expect us to win the Champions League. That even with a full strength team. So yeah, I think there's only one club that expects to win it every year, and they've done it 15 times. So they've got they can back that up.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, we kind of gone round the answers. We spent basically an hour not actually talking about football, but there we go.
Yeah, you're right. We were
I
talking
mean,
about Man
it's
United, so there you go.
makes some.
I know about Tuesday, man. What happened on Tuesday, please? I know about Tuesday, not about United.
Yeah.
Manure. I know about manure.
Yeah, well, why don't you start with that then?
Well, I enjoyed it. The way we started, the way we dictated the ball around, the way we kept our heads calm. One thing I'll say to you is, before I forget, I'll probably put a tweet out there somewhere, but Lewis Skelly, and I'll swear if I go a bit vulgar, but he needs to calm the fuck down, man. I love him to bits, but he needs to tone down his little bit of I won't say motive, but there's something that I expect
Arrogance.
now. Pardon?
It's not arrogant at all. He's
No, my
so
friend, he's not
asking,
arrogant.
I'm
No, he's a
asking.
baby, bro. Come on, he's a baby. Come on, beautiful. He's a
God.
baby compared to most of us. He's a young lad. He's gonna grow
He's
up.
not
at some
even in
point
his
and realize.
natural position. So come on,
No,
Yeah,
I'm
give
asking what
it
he
a
needs to
rest.
tone down. I'm honestly asking.
He just needs to learn. He's
Exactly.
learning the job.
I was about to say that too. But Taps just said it. He needs to learn from his lessons. Surely, we human beings, we learn from each other. We're not born smart. We're not perfect. I'm sorry, I'm gonna sound personal now. We're not born smart, but we're gonna some way, somehow, we expect him to learn from it. At least expect him to learn from his mistakes in the past, no? At
I
least he will
actually think as well. I think that the ref helped him, but I think he also recognised that he was a bit harsh with the first yellow card. I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it was a very soft yellow card to start off with.
First one,
Don't get me wrong. I think the second one is a nailed-on second yellow, and I think we got away with one. But I think we got away with it purely because he kind of reflected on it and went, "Okay, maybe I didn't have to give a yellow for that."
I think also the ball ran out of play. So it's not like he stopped the player from getting the ball because but the player, it was one where he kicked it past him. He was never going to get it. So I think there was also an element of, well, it's not like he stopped him putting a cross in because he was never going to get there. So I think there was a few things that, like I said, I think you got that right with the first one was soft. I think if it was De Jong again, he was inviting contact at every available opportunity, then falling over and saying,
falling over.
Yeah, and Perisic. But they were inviting contact.
That idiot. Sorry, Tal, but that idiot.
Yeah, so it wasn't like it was like 50-50. They would run into the player, fall over. So what did he do? So yeah, I think those two things. You're right. It was like the ball was going out of play, so he didn't stop an attack, and the fact that this first one was soft, and I think he'd mold the two together, and yeah. I mean, we were 2-0 up at the time, so it would have changed the dynamics of the game. But yeah, and yeah, look, he's learning the job, and it's just, even seasoned defenders do it. It's just like, you don't have to stop the ball. You just need to affect the cross. You need to make sure that you don't let him get across. And I think it's just
have to stand up,
figuring that out. Yeah. Exactly. So I don't blame himself, and I would not be too harsh on him. He's learning. He's 18, for crying out loud. He's learning a new position, so it's part of the experience. And sometimes when you're developing these players, this is the cost of doing it. They don't come in fully formed. And as Bez said, and Spark said, you learn on the job sometimes.
And the manager learned as well, which is another good point, isn't it? Because he didn't leave him on to kind of do another dodgy tackle. You could see him specifically say to him, "Don't go in for a tackle. Let him go. If anybody's going, let him go, and give me a chance to put somebody else on that's warmed up." So I think that was good for him as well. So yeah.
Partly, I'm sorry to ring him up. I don't want to use him as say, but partly they look himself as well on Tuesday a little bit. I don't know. He looked at himself at all.
He was fine. He wasn't one of the players that stood out.
Yeah, like he didn't dictate the game, shall I say to you? But one like he didn't look himself, shall I say to you?
I don't think he had to. I think it was just more a case of he was just being there shielding the back four more than anything else.
True, but just his penalty he gave it was a bit horrid, but I guess it's to be expected by a midfielder.
He has those moments though, doesn't he?
He does.
It's one of those ones. Apparently, De Jong had a word with the ref before the corner, so the ref was then looking at De Jong. It was the only thing really going on. But you've seen these things, you've seen them not given, or you see all this stuff going on, and if the referee's not looking, so he didn't need to do it. It's just one of those moments you get caught in the moment, and a bit of it looks worse than it was, and I'm sure if he didn't have to go down, but he's obviously going to claim it. Luckily, it didn't cost us and didn't really make that much of a difference. But it was a bit silly. Luckily there was enough good performances around him to make up for any shortfalls on his side.
So sorry, I'm just trying to get Bearded back. I'm sorry. Bearded saying he's got an emergency, so he had to go.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So what did you think of the rest of the game? Did you obviously we went on to scored a few goals, and our record away in the knockout stages of Champions League. So what did you make of that?
It was funny. It was good fun. It was good fun. I said I was fortunate enough to be there, and
oh, you went, didn't you?
I forgot you mentioned this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was So it was, I mean, it was great to see. It was a really good performance. We have to caveat it with PSV weren't that particularly great, and some of the luck went our way. They hit the crossbar, and then we went straight away and scored. But I think up until then, I think we were the better team, the more dominant team. You could see we were playing just more fluently, getting more players up the pitch, breaking faster, just getting numbers in and around the box. All in all, it was a superb performance, and we took our chances. Beforehand we hadn't been taking our chances, we hadn't been creating everything turned to goals, as they say. So it was just nice to see, and I think we freed the shackles a bit, and we're able to show our true personality in terms of how we played. And you had some great performances like from Ranieri, from Rice, from Timber, and Calafiori, and even Trossard. So I think it was a good all-round team performance, and it was nice to see some positivity and confidence going in. And it was just it just got funny because once it got 5-1, 6-1, it was sort of like, what the hell's going on? We were laughing more than celebrating when we were going to 6 and 7. It was like, what was going on? So it was the irony is that we get this record and we're missing our 4 best forwards. It's like, it's ridiculous how things happen. Who can predict these sort of things? It's nuts.
Yeah, the handbrake definitely came off, didn't it? It was just literally just I heard somebody say it on another stream actually, and I was like, that's kind of what we're missing. It's like the no fucks given switch. Do you know what I mean? and it's just like, yeah, I don't care about defending, don't care about that. Just literally going to go all guns blazing and just see what happens. And that's what seemed to happen. You know, it was just like literally just like, well, we don't care. We're just going to go for it, sort of thing.
You know what's funny to say that? Sorry if I cut you both off. But if you remember with like the Germany-Brazil game in 2014, and Germany just realized, you know what? Just now, stop. You know, just stop scoring. Now, just play football. You know.
Yeah, I remember that one well. I think there was a few things in our favour. I think we had the lead up to the game. We had like 6 days to prepare. So I think that really helped, not having a game at the weekend away. So there's less of the stress. You know that you get the intensity maybe at the Emirates and the crowd and all the rest of it. And I think also we started to show signs against Forest that we were improving. We just didn't have any creativity, but we were a bit more solid, you know, compared to the West Ham game. And I just think it was just a case of we you know, there's a bit of a, when you're missing players, there's also a shock to the system. There's, like, say, Havertz. We're so used to playing with Havertz at that central striker, that central focal point, and he's involved in so much, you know, on and off the ball, that it takes a while sometimes to get used to a new team, a new formation, and a new thing, and then suddenly, okay, you know, a couple of things go your way, and the freedom gets there, the confidence gets there. So I think there's a number of things that just all fell into place for us for the result to happen. But the thing is, still to score seven goals away from home, that doesn't happen. You know, even when the best teams do it and everything's going perfectly well, they still don't go and score 7. And PSV have not lost at home, or they've only lost once in the last 2.5 years at home. So you add all that into the equation, it's an incredible result, you know, given all the circumstances and everything, to get that result. And some of the goals we scored were superb. Like Waneri's goal was lovely. Calafiori's goal was class. You know, we had it was superb. So I think yeah, there's things went in our favour, but we still had to work. Yeah, we still had to do a lot to get 7 goals, which is not normal.
Yeah, I love the link-up play actually from Calafiori to like Trossard, and he was linking up with Odegaard pretty well as well. It just added a new, I don't know, a bit more variety, didn't it? Just like something, and an unknown factor into there that, you know, didn't really need a substitution. It just relied on somebody else playing a little bit differently.
Yeah,
you didn't need a back four. So you know, obviously we don't play with a back four anyway. They all invert and do whatever anyway. But he literally just went, well, I'm just playing up here.
Well, there were times watching it, and it may not come across on TV, like looking, why is Timber there? Timber was sometimes our centre forward. You know, he was our most furthest forward player. And you're a defender. He's the right back, and he's now there. Do I mark him? Do I leave him? What do I do? It creates confusion in there. And again, the same with Calafiori. That, you know, when he scored his goal, that's a left back making a run inside the right hand channel and finishing like a centre forward. That was like, and so how do you defend against that? So when it works, it's brilliant. And you know, again, you know, playing as a team against a team like PSV, it made it easier. But even then, when we come against harder teams and more challenging teams, if we get this in sync and we're able to do this and leverage our fullbacks to help with attack, it's hard to defend against. And you know, attack is the best form of defense. So then, you know, anyone that has wingers and they or wing backs and they say, okay, we're going to attack down the line, well, I say, well, my choice is to either let these fullbacks go, or I have to defend, and therefore, you know, instead of defending with a back 3, it'll be back 5. So like against Man United at Sunday, that's what I'm expecting. So yeah, it was like it was agents of chaos, as they say, just running havoc. And it was, yeah, again, really odd it was superb to see, and when it works, it looks fantastic.
It also seemed to make the likes of De Jong and Perisic quite isolated. It was just like, well, they're left alone, but they can't get a ball to them because there's so many players actually in front of them that there's no way ball's getting to them anyway. I mean, I didn't like the way the Perisic was literally just seemed to be on Tom Daly's diving team, but you know, so that was a bit annoying. But I don't know if you saw pictures. If you were there, did you see pictures of De Jong when he
De
went
Jong
on the
on
bench?
De Jong on the bench. No, I saw them after. Don't worry, I was all over the socials afterwards, and that was I don't know if he was asleep or he was just like in
I think he
shock
was
and
just
just like yeah.
exhausted, just mortified of what's just gone on. Because as you say,
Yeah, no.
I heard in commentary he said that they'd lost one game in 52 games at the Philips
two
Stadium.
and a half years. Yeah, at home.
So so to do that, I mean, obviously they would be a bit shell shocked, wouldn't they?
Yeah. This is not a normal performance. It is a freak performance.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, or freak scoring goals, and we had 2 goals disallowed as well. So it's just one of those evenings. But you know, you still got to do it. You still got to finish the goals, and none of the goals were actually lucky that went in. They were all nicely done. But yeah, so it's I think we deserve a lot of credit considering, and it's well earned.
Yeah, cool.
Sparks, I'll leave you then, my friend.
Okay, man. Nice one.
Sorry, because I have some
no, it's all good.
before I go bed.
No, it's all good. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, enjoy yourselves. It's a cracking win, as
Yeah.
I say, but I'll leave that to you both. Have a good one.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Sorry, long day already. Feels like forever.
That's cool, man. It's all right.
Take
We
care.
went a bit around the houses anyway.
On to Sunday then. On to Sunday. Take care of yourself.
Sunday, indeed. All right. So
See you.
Cheers, man. Bye. All right.
Cheers.
Yeah. Did you see any of the other games on the on our match day, or was it just that?
No, just that. I sort of following the Real Madrid and Atletico one,
yeah,
and obviously, Aston Villa, hoping. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, I think I prefer Aston Villa to go through actually. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, and then I watched Liverpool yesterday. That was like smash and grab. That is the true definition of a smashing. Just a smash and grab sort of thing. But
how do you see that then? Because obviously they defended like their lives depended on it, which fair enough. There's been no dark arts and no. Stoke FC today, because obviously their fans are okay with it. So they don't. There's no comeback on them because it's them giving comeback to everybody else, isn't it? So.
I think fair play to them. I mean, I would take it if that was us. That's what you got to do. That's what you got. And sometimes you got to ride your luck. And Alisson has a game of his life. Making more saves than he's ever made before, equaling something like that. So yeah. I mean, and then PSG shooting was, just because you have a high number of shots doesn't mean you've had good chances to score. And maybe they need to make better decisions in terms of their shooting.
Yeah, Dembele's shooting was very questionable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like what you keep shooting from there, and it keeps either going way over the bar or near the corner flag. So maybe stop doing it.
yeah, exactly. Maybe do something a bit different. But
maybe mix it up.
Yeah, fair play to them. Yeah, we're all going, oh, lucky bus. Oh my God, how lucky are they? How lucky are they? And but sometimes, as I say, sometimes that's the game plan. You have that one chance, and you have to take it. And we all thought, oh, Salah's off. Okay, great, we can all relax. And then. On comes Elliott, first touch of the ball after 40 seconds and scores. And it's just when your luck is in. I mean, if things were falling for you, so.
It's a long way to go before we have to worry about that kind of instance anyway, isn't it? It's just literally you just gotta, worry about what's in front. But PSG looks a far superior side to what we played in the knockout rounds anyway.
And I think they can still, one goal at Anfield, and I think they've got the quality to get it. So the tie's not over. They still got a lot to do, and you could see them potentially scoring. Maybe one of those shots does eventually go in. So we'll. I
mean, for me, I even if they do score, I kind of see Liverpool scoring again, maybe scoring even two. So I still fancy them to win on the night at Anfield anyway. So they go through, and obviously they play Villa, don't they? If they go through, so
which won't be easy. All English ties are never straightforward.
Yeah, it's a bit of an added spice, isn't there?
Yeah, and but it's one of these things. A bit like when we play Tottenham when they're rubbish, or Man United when they're rubbish. Something seems to even itself out. So So I think I don't think it'll be an easy game for Liverpool. Villa drew 2-2 with them recently and stuff like that. So again, but I said PSG get one goal, could make for a different tie. So we'll see. I said it's not over yet.
Barca went 1-0 up. They had a man sent off. Sort of the last kind of 10 minutes that Benfica were putting the pressure on them, but not really getting anywhere near them because they'd done the same job as Liverpool. Really, they're just because they were down to 10 men. They just literally just parked the bus and went, "Okay, break us down then."
Yeah, and so that's a decent result for them. And then was it Bayern Munich won 3-0? So
Bayern Munich, with a cane brace.
Yeah.
So he might actually be earning his stripes in Champions League. Do you think they can do it? Do you think they can get to the final?
Yeah, the big teams. You look at Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. They're always going to be thereabouts. I don't know who do they play in the next round. Is it Inter? If they go through, I'm not too sure what they play in the next round. But
that's a very good question.
I don't know that side of the draw, but they as good a chance as any. Your favourites would still be Barcelona, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and we'll see. But over two legs, you never know.
Definitely. I don't even know where that is on that one. I don't know. I don't think I have the new layout, to be honest. Or do I? So they play Inter Milan. If they obviously went 2-0 up, so you'd expect that it's Inter, wouldn't you? So, but they're playing all right as well. To be fair, they don't concede many goals, do they?
No, especially at the San Siro. So again, you get to the quarterfinals. There's no
anybody
guarantees.
Can win it, can't they?
Yeah, exactly. Apart from us, but
apart from if you got Real Madrid and you've got no attack.
Who would you rather have, Real Madrid or Atletico?
From a footballing point of view, from a result point of view, I'd rather have Atletico Madrid. From the romantic point of view, I'd rather have Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? But the romantic thing only really comes into play if you're in a semi-final or a final, for me. So I want the easiest possible.
You say that. Who do we struggle against? We struggle against teams that are defensively solid, low block.
Yeah, but Madrid don't play. Atletico don't play like that anymore. They do, but not all the time.
Okay, because it's very Simeone, isn't it? So do we want to play a gnarly team who are very defensively solid, or do we want to play a team like Harlem Globetrotters who need loads of space? So it's even football wise, Real Madrid might be the better game for us because there's going to be more opportunity for us potentially. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about it because it's going to be difficult either way. So I think Real Madrid will be a massive occasion.
I've kind of missed the boat to get tickets, or to get over there now. So I kind of wish I'd just done it in the first place, knowing that it was all Madrid and I'd just got a ticket, just a flight, no matter what.
Yeah. But I think there was a lot of people during the second half of the PSV game booking flights to Madrid.
Yeah. Well, you know it's Madrid, didn't you? So it's literally just a case of getting a flight over and a hotel somewhere central to the both of them, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But
there we go.
So I mean, obviously we're through that. We shouldn't have to really worry about what squad we put out on Sunday. We should just go literally all guns blazing, and then substitute as required. Yeah.
What Man United or PSV?
Yeah,
next
Man
week? Sorry.
United.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the PSV game. So no, we put our strongest team and we go for it. We don't have to worry too much about PSV because I think we'll respect the competition, but Sterling's going to get a start. Maybe Kivior, Zinchenko. We're going to be playing our substitutes in the main. So no, Sunday it's all just. I think the only decision to be made is Calafiori versus MLS. And potentially Partey over Jorginho, but yeah, those are the only two decisions really to be made. So and even it's likely just to be Partey. So it's MLS or Calafiori, and I think he'll go with Calafiori.
I think the other way around, but yeah, I think he's now kind of gone. Well, Calafiori is now the surprise factor that just comes on and plays anywhere. Lewis Skelly's a bit more stability, so he kind of inverts into midfield, and then he comes back to his position. So he's not quite so erratic in his positioning. If we go a goal or two up, then I think that will be a case of Skelly comes off and Calafiori goes on, and he can kind of have a bit of a field day. But I do feel that like there's going to be a bit of low block going on, or at least a mid block.
No, definitely. So only reason MLS is just to protect him. I think there's just a lot of stuff going around him at the moment, rightly or wrongly, whatever. Still learning. Just maybe to take him out of the spotlight, take him out of the limelight a bit, and just not be a lightning rod for whatever happens. And I think just maybe for his development, we bought Calafiori for a reason and stuff. So there's no harm in him starting. So I think that's the main reason. Also, he played really well against PSV, and PSV leave loads of gaps in midfield. Well, so do Man United. But you're right. I think we will be facing the thing is with Man United, they're going to play us like the team that they are. They're a team that are in 14th in the league, playing the second team in the league. So they're going to be defensive, not give up much, try and play in the breaks, and we're going to struggle. So So yeah, you're right. I think there'll be a bit of mid block, a bit of low block, and it's just how we're going to counter that, and maybe which of Calafiori and MLS is better to help that, because we are using our fullbacks to attack. Ben White is still not fit enough, I don't think, to start, and Timber had a superb game on Tuesday. So it's going to be tough, but it's Man United. I mean, the one thing I ask is that we play the team, not the badge. We always seem to go to Man United, and no matter how bad they are, we seem to just play the badge. And like last year, we only just scraped a 1-0 win. Now I'll take it, but it's something. I don't know what the opposite of kryptonite is, but we are that to Man United. They raise their game.
Yeah, we always seem to get kicked off the park a little bit and just not give it back. That's the thing, and I just want in the first few minutes, the first time to get a kick, to actually give a bit back and just raise a bit of awareness to it, because a lot of the times we're just too passive with it. Let them do it, and and by the time you've done it 10 times, they've scored a goal, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
I'm just hoping something similar to PSV, take advantage of our chances. We will be on the front foot. I think maybe this will be a bit of renewed confidence. Hopefully Odegaard is now got that spring in his step. Winery's just looking amazing, but Winery seems to be one game on, one game off type. So, but again, the good thing with the PSV result is that we weren't stressed in the second half after 50 minutes. So everyone was sort of, everyone was playing with fun.
It was fun, wasn't it? Rather than pressure.
With no weight on the shoulders. And then also it also really helps with Chelsea next week. So then PSV midweek, we don't have to worry about that. So we should be in a good position. So I'm hoping that we come into Man United with a spring in their step. Whereas Man United, they had a hard game tonight. They'll be a bit deflated. I think they should have won up until 70 minutes, and then they escaped with a draw. So, and what's Man United's priority? Finishing
well. This is what we said before we even kind of got to this point. you know, obviously from our point of view as well, the Champions League's more important, isn't it, to try and get through to as far as we can get in the Champions League rather than the league. But with what we've done in the first leg at PSV, I think that switched it a little bit. So now we can actually concentrate on beating United and maybe chilling out a little bit, but maybe getting a couple of goals against PSV and preparing for Chelsea at the same time.
No, exactly. So, but what do you think of Man United's priority? Do you think their priority is?
I think their priority has to be Europa League.
Yeah,
it has to be, because they can potentially get into Champions League with it.
Yeah,
because they're not qualifying for any kind of Europe unless they win Europa League.
Yeah, no, of course. No, it was interesting because Ugarte and Maguire, they were held back from tonight's game, and I think they'll be fit for the weekend. So it's interesting to see is it really their priority or not. So
it should be.
I agree. It should be, but it was interesting that he didn't want to risk him tonight. But you expect them to be in the team now. If we're worrying about the likes of Maguire and Ugarte, then we've got bigger problems. But then again, Maguire can be a decent defender at times. Ugarte,
I don't mind Ugarte either, to be honest with you.
He's a bit gnarly, but they don't offer much. Okay, they'll be part of that defensive block and that wall. So from a defensive standpoint, I'd rather they weren't playing because it's two less players, and I'd rather be playing against Yeni Loro than Maguire and and stuff like that. So Casemiro rather than Ugarte sort of thing. So we'll see. We'll see.
Fair enough. And just a little mention before we wrap up here, our neighbours played AZ Alkmaar, and in the first leg they lost 1-0. I don't know if you've seen the goal.
No, I haven't seen anything. Sorry.
It might be worth a watch.
Go on, talk me through it.
It's an interesting take on an own goal. Let's go with that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an own goal like it, to be honest with you.
Who was the lucky player?
Bergval.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look that up.
Yeah, it's worth a little watch. Yes.
Okay. You're intrigued. Yeah. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah. It's very. We love laughing at Spurs fans, right?
Okay.
You see that comes up fun with flares all the time, but yeah, it's one of those. It's I don't really know what to say about them, to be honest, because.
What is there to say? I mean, losing. Yes, AZ Alkmaar. It's not exactly It's not exactly PSV or Ajax.
No, they had one shot on target the whole game.
Tottenham or AZ Alkmaar?
Tottenham.
Oh wow.
And they have obviously had two because the other one was on their own goal.
Very good.
Yeah, it's weird, but they had 60% possession and one shot on target.
Wow. Okay.
So
interesting.
Bit mental, but there we go. So yeah, I think we're about there. So
no problem. I'm gonna go and grab some dinner.
Yeah, me too. Actually, yeah, it'd be nice to actually get some food for a bit. But it's nice to see you again, Tabs. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, welcome anytime, you know that. And thank you very much to Bearded and Bez who had to leave us early. But appreciate all the time. Appreciate everybody that's come in to view the channel. If you are still in here, please make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing the channel, making any comments, any questions you've got for us in the comments. We'll get back to them straight away. And we'll see you on the show next time. I've been Sparks. This is Footy Corner. Good night.